Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your 2025 full year summary. My name is Nigel, and you have found alchemy. What we're going to do is split this up into two parts. The first part is going to be your overarching energy for the entire year via Oracle. We do have a couple of, you did end up choosing three. We have a couple of tarot cards here, but mostly it is Oracle and it is overarching energy, summarizing the year. And then part two is going to be our tarot month by month breakdown. Okay, with that said, let's get started. You have Padma Sundari, out of darkness, the light is born. Beautiful card, very rare, honestly, in these readings. You have been gifted with this card, Gemini. It's a blessing, it really is. This is Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and beauty and love. Her abundance arises from muddy beginnings. You may have experienced some problems in 2024. You may be experiencing some problems now. So her beauty in abundance arises from those problems. When she appears in your reading, her message is that, I'm sorry, I have like so many itches for some reason. My allergies are at their peak, so I do apologize. When she appears in your reading, the message is that you have the gift, the ability this year to work within your life's purpose. That is a tremendous gift. You know how many people would love that gift? How many people wake up and go to work every day unhappy because they're not doing what they really want to do, right? They're doing what they have to do. So this year, you can create abundance within your life's purpose. The Divine Mother, she's here to assist you. She's here to be kind of like your sponsor almost, right? A friend who has unlimited resources. Your confidence to take action will be at its peak in 2025. Great, beautiful, love it. Okay, you have the sun's, wow, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy, Gemini. You have the sun's splendor. It's as beautiful as it looks. It's generosity, health, abundance. There's that word again, right? The card of giving and reaping the rewards of just that. Being thankful will help intensify this energy. And between this and the Lakshmi card, I'm very encouraged. If you want to encourage or like accelerate this, be thankful for everything that you come across as the year begins. If you wake up to a sunny day, be thankful for that. If you wake up and your headache's gone, be thankful for that. If you have a friend who buys you a cup of coffee, be very thankful for that. All those little things will have a cumulative effect, and it will increase the speed at which these things come to you. I mean, it's beautiful energy. I wish this was my reading. You have Athena here. And we know, Athena is the Olympian goddess of wisdom and war. She's known as Athens' patron deity. She presents herself in a reading when a push may be needed to have courage. At some point this year, you may feel fear. And when I say fear, I don't mean you're shaking in your boots. You may lack the oomph to push through a certain level of uncomfortable feelings, a little fear, right? She's here to encourage you to do that. She's in your reading to encourage you to work through that. Conquering fear requires you to focus on how much you truly desire what's on the other side. Push through your comfort zone. Now, with these other cards, I can't help but feel that you're going to be presented with this gift, this opportunity, and you're going to, hopefully, if the fear grips you even slightly, you're hopefully going to remember this card, and you're going to hold your nose, hold your breath, push through it. Just do it. And once you get over that hump, I think that you're going to see that it was worth it, that it was definitely worth it. Love the energy. Here you have pets. And you may be getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Usually this comes out when you're receiving something this year. You may be adopting a new pet. You may have an opportunity right? That you're just not even thinking about right now. Somebody may pass away. Somebody may have to give up a pet. You may see something online and say, "Oh my God, I feel so bad for this X, Y, and Z." Whatever, a cat, dog, goldfish, I don't know, anything. But you're going to have an opportunity to adopt a pet, and it seems to be a big part of your reading, believe it or not. I know my pets are a big part of my life. So keep an open mind when it comes to that if you're not into animals. You do have the gamer here on the table, right? And this gamer card could be anything. It could be actual gaming. You could be an actual gamer, or you could be working online towards something. Online is a big deal, right? Or this could represent a competitive field, right? Where you're competing against other people. So keep that under your hat here for sure. You have, let's see where we, oh, let's do these. You have now listen, most people choose 2 tarot, one of these, and you chose, of course, Gemini, several, and I kept them. You have the wilding here, and there's your air with those swords, right? And the wilding comes out when we need to break free of the systems that limit us. What system is limiting you with your dreams, with your soul's purpose? Definitely. This card encourages freedom, but it remains grounded in that freedom, right? It's not just floating around haphazardly. You have here also the sage. It calls you into like the wisest parts of yourself, right? This is an invitation to explore. What are you here to teach? What are you here to share? There's something you've been put here to share, Gemini. You have also the revolutionary. And this is, along with the wilding, right? Challenge the system quo. Working with this energy might elicit a pushback from another source, another person, another place, another thing. You might get pushback. Do not allow anyone to affect your quest or your mission. Because when you get that pushback, it is almost like proof that you're on the right path. Don't let anyone discourage you here. This is like probably the strongest message I've come across so far in the readings. Granted, way at the beginning, this is like, I think, number 4. But very strong message, okay? You have, I'll get to the tarot in a minute. You have labradorite overarching your year. And it says, I take the time for reflection and I see life from a higher perspective. I do think that is very key. You are seeing things from a higher perspective here, for sure, right? The labradorite rules the throat chakra. You're going to be sharing things. You're going to be using your voice. This rules magic, spirituality, transformation, and protection. Remember when I said she's like your sponsor? You're protected. Now, I've been telling everybody, buying some labradorite will be a good idea for you. Whatever stone comes out for you. It was labradorite, not labradorite. I always said labradorite, okay? Don't mispronounce things like I do. I'm notorious for it, okay? But with the labradorite, it's not an expensive stone. You could get something very small and carry it with you, put it in your purse, put it in your pocket, right? The only caveat that I've been telling everybody, don't go to Temu, don't go to Amazon. If you have a local gem shop, that is the best source. Even these online groups that sell crystals, it's not even that the people are bad or shady. It's just sometimes they're sold fake things from these Chinese places and they don't know any better and they're selling it to you. So you're better off going to a place. And like I said, even the real stuff isn't going to cost you a lot, but you're going to get nothing if it's fake. You're going to get no energy off it. I am not selling it, so I'm not trying to push it so you buy it from me because I do not sell them. So if I were you to start out your new year, get a small piece, carry it with you. It could only help you in this beautiful energy that you're heading towards here, Gemini. I really like this for you. So let's look at your tarot. So we don't take any reversals on this part 1. We do take reversals on part 2. So we have the Magician here. Beautiful energy. I mean, it goes kind of like with everything that we have been saying here, right? And this is Mercury, so it could be Gemini or Virgo energy, but the Magician always sort of strikes me as a Gemini, to be honest with you. And this is having the tools to get it done, Gemini. Manifesting your dreams. Manifesting your dreams. You also have the 3 of Cups. And you know the 3 of Cups is social gatherings, joyous milestones, but most of all, it is support. And I really think this support is coming from other people, and it's also coming from other sources that are a little bit more spiritual. So definitely look for that. You also have the Fool. I mean, you couldn't ask for nicer energy, right? The Fool. This is Aquarian energy. It's a new path, starting from ground zero, happily starting a new path. I really think this is your life's purpose. It's a new goal that you have, that you're heading towards. I really love this energy for you. Beautiful. You have here Psyche, and this is, look, soul, consciousness, mind, your consciousness, your soul's path. Now, what's interesting about Psyche, she's an asteroid, and she's extremely valuable. She's one of the most valuable asteroids. So if we were to throw a rope around her and pull her down to Earth, ridiculous amount of money as far as irons and metals, right? The most valuable asteroid there is. And also, her name means butterfly. So you're going to be transforming. I mean, we'd had the word transition or transmutation or whatever on the table more than once here. You're going to be transforming from one thing into another here. Also, you know, Psyche was in Greek mythology very Aphrodite was very jealous of Psyche and therefore punished her. So you, my dear, may experience some envy this year, and I can see why. I mean, I can see someone looking at this situation and all the things that you're going to be granted and say, hey, you know, it's not fair. Why should so-and-so have X, Y, and Z? So you're going to be experiencing some jealousy here. You also have supermoon. It says luminosity, intimacy, hyper awareness. I think you're going to be hyper aware of the people around you, for better or for worse. You're going to really look at them and almost look through them. You're going to see them for what they are, especially around the time of the supermoons. And the supermoons for 2025, October 7th, we have the Hunter's Moon. November 5th, we have the Beaver Moon. And December 4th, we have the Cold Moon. So keep those dates in mind. Around that time, you're going to be super hyper aware of what people, of how they feel about you, what their intentions are. It's going to be very, very much like that, okay? Now, what's interesting is that you're coming into the year with the Golem. You can't make this up. A close friend acts on your behalf. This is the energy you're coming in with, and I can't help but think. Remember we said there is someone acting on your behalf. Take advantage of this energy, okay? A golem when we look at the Jewish religion, a golem was made to help someone, right? It's look it up on the internet. It's fascinating. So there is somebody in the spirit realm working on your behalf. And all the things that I said, and I don't want to reiterate and bore the crap out of you, but all the things I said about this, I really think you should go back and listen to it again. You're being blessed with something here. Don't waste the blessing, okay? You're leaving with water, and it says emotions are at their peak. When you leave the year, you might be very emotional. Doesn't necessarily mean bad. Doesn't mean a bad thing. You could be emotional because you were blessed with so many things. There's a million reasons why each Gemini couldn't be emotional at the end of the year, all right? Could be anything. But you are leaving more emotional than you entered, okay, Gemini? Now, when you were coming into 2024 in your last reading, you came in with something called the Shield and Pluto. The shield is a form of protection as well. It's a little different though. But the Pluto energy you might have experienced in 2024, a kaboom, right? Things blowing up left and right, relationships ending, relationships beginning, jobs, suddenly making you unhappy, just things that just going, Pluto is like that. Pluto ends things abruptly that doesn't belong in your life. They make you very uncomfortable around those things to where you have to sort of shit or get off the pot, right? It's kind of forcing you in a situation. You're not in the right place. I think I'm just going to make you as uncomfortable as possible, or I'm going to pull the rug out from under you. You might have experienced that, but you're coming into this with some sort of really, really good energy. Now, I can't wait to do your month by month because so far, in my opinion anyway, this is the best reading out of the 4 that I have done. So I'm very curious to see your month by month reading and how it all pans out. I will see you, Gemini, on the other side? Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your month-by-month breakdown. Let's get started right away. Let me see if I can move some of these a little further into view. So I feel like it's just a little too far off. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm really sorry. That's why I try to do this stuff in warp speed so I don't bore the crap out of you trying to do it on camera in real time. Okay. So let's go straight to January here. You have the harvest, ruin. You have some kind of guilt. It says guilt, sabotage here. And you have the Nine of Swords, which actually goes with the with this card, you know, very much so. So what's going on here? This is Mars and Gemini. I don't know. Is someone making you feel guilt? Or are you self-sabotaging here, Gemini? I say this only because of this ruin here. This ruin is the ruin of the harvest. And the harvest is, you know, a bounty that you have acquired. Either you're being rewarded for your hard work, or you've come into something here, but there is someone or something, and it could be you, honestly, or this, for some of you, it could be someone else trying to make you feel guilty about some sort of success. I mean, the harvest is a success. Okay. So you might, you're coming into something here in January and the harvest is on the table. Let no one take away from your harvest here, Gemini. The harvest portends something coming of value, something for you that you were either hoping for or you worked for, but it's yours. So there is some sort of guilt on the table. There's some sort of, perhaps for some of you, I think that, you know, there may be different groups of Geminis out there. Some Geminis might be feeling guilty because someone's making them feel that way. Or some Geminis might feel guilty because they're self-sabotaging. Who knows? But you really need to straighten that out. Remember, I think we talked about this in your oracle portion, right? Always feel grateful. That will speed up all the gifts that are coming to you. And man, you know, I have to tell you, I see a lot of really good things here, but it's mixed because every time you see a sideways card in my reading, that denotes a choice. And the choice you make is going to have a direct impact on the gifts you receive. Okay. So let's move on to February here. In February, you have the Eye. And the Eye is the rune for the month. You also have self-worth, expectations, and you have the Seven of Pentacles coming in sideways, like we talked about. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and you know, the Seven of Pentacles is Venus and Taurus. And ironically, this is a card of harvest. I mean, look at the card. It's very fall-like, right? Harvest. There's all sorts of wonderful things here for her, whether you're male or female. So it is a harvest card, right? So it's sideways. Do you look at this like the harvest that it is, the reward, the progress, the results? What are you seeing? Are you seeing with this eye rune? What are you seeing here? You have to make a choice here. There's either a person that is very bad for your progress, that's trying to make you feel bad, or it could be a job that's bad for your progress. It could be something, but you have to make a choice here. There is something good coming to you, and you have to recognize it as such. Your self-worth and your expectations are on the table. And I have to tell you, your self-worth should be in a good place because you're receiving something really good, okay? You are. Now, moving on to March, you have the Moon here. You have a few cards here. You have Nurture and Compassion. You have these two cards, which are also sideways, right? You have the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands coming in sideways. Now, the Three of Wands is Sun in Aries. Now, yeah, I remember in your Oracle section, I'm pretty sure you had the Three of Wands, right? That manifestation energy. So yeah, you have the Three of Wands coming in sideways here for March, and you also have the Three of Pentacles coming in sideways. Now let's break this down a little bit, and we'll get to these things in a second. Now, the Three of Pentacles is Saturn in Capricorn, right? And on the one hand, it could represent teamwork, shared goals, apprentice of sorts, like an apprentice effort. And on the other side, it's apathy, poor motivation, conflict, a choice that you have to make for yourself. Are you going to be compassionate and nurturing towards yourself, or lean towards that energy, or are you going to lean towards this other energy that seems to be infecting you on some level? Because you have the Three of Wands here, is coming in sideways, Sun in Aries. Are you going to choose the manifesting, confidence, expansion, or delays, frustration? Sorry about that. Delays, frustration, lack of progress. Your choice. Your choice. You have to have compassion for yourself here in the month of March. Now, the moon, we have the moon. The moon is a transitional, at least the ruin moon is a transitional ruin, right? Feminine energy. It denotes long-term changes. So long-term changes, I mean, whatever's happening right now at the beginning of the year, the first 3 months so far, will have an impact that has far-reaching tentacles into your future. It's something you should really think about. Don't put up with any crap. Don't put up with any negativity. I'm telling you, this year seems to be a very important year for you, for your future, okay? For your future, for you. Now, here in April, we have the Facade card. Here we go. And look, the Facade card came out twice. In these readings, it's not easy to get a double card, but you managed to do it. So you have the Facade card coming in here in April, and you also have the rings, and you have Justice inverted. We all know Justice is Libra, right? So when you look at Justice, it inverted, it's injustice, retribution, dishonesty, corruption, avoiding accountability, something unfair. Something unfair. Who is wearing this facade around you, Gemini? There is something unfair unfolding here. You have this ring, this ruin of the ring, and that means two things are people. Two things, right? A new bond is forming or an old bond is breaking. It could be both simultaneously. There is some fakeness around you, somebody wearing a facade. This could involve 3 people, including yourself, I mean, 2 other people other than yourself. There is an injustice being done to you, or at least attempting, here in April. Sorry about that. It's not one thing, it's another here. So let's look at May, right? In May, you have the Facade card again. So whatever is happening in April kind of stretches into May a little bit, as far as I'm concerned. Whoever it is that's showing you this part of themselves here continues to do so. I think your spidey sense might be tingling here. You have the woman. This could mean a female entity. It could be someone who either actually female or someone that leans on their divine feminine, right? Comes across as very nurturing. All right, that could be one meaning for it. We'll get back to that in a second. We have the Knight of Pentacles here coming in sideways. Sideways, another choice. You have a lot of decisions to make this year. So the Knight of Pentacles is Mercury in Virgo. You're going to choose, right? Hardworking, committed, patient, sort of conservative, and not politically, but just conservative, right? Being very careful. And the other side of it is lazy, dull, boring, irresponsible. Is this someone's vision of you? Or is this someone's mask? Is someone that is really sort of lazy, dull, boring, irresponsible coming across as hardworking, committed, patient, conservative? Something you're going to have to see. They might be showing you 2 sides, but I think you're starting to see a mask. And here it is. This is that rune I was telling you about. The woman's ruin comes across as nurturing, healing, caring, motherhood. Now, could be that this person comes across that way and they're wearing a mask, or it could be that energy we talked about in your oracle portion where I said Lakshmi was there for you, right? That friend on the other side with limitless potential. And I'd explained that she was nurturing, caring, healing, sort of like a motherly energy. Could be her stepping in to, or when I say her, it could very well be her, but it could be just someone like that, an entity like that is on your side, okay? That seems to have take quite an interest in your well-being this year. Very feminine, very, very feminine, very nurturing. Now, when we move on to June, we're moving into, well, May. We have May, June being Gemini season, but we have Neptune here. And this is illusions. Look at these cards. Look at these cards for April, May, and June. I mean, there's some confusion. There's someone wearing a mask. There's someone trying to, I don't know, throw a Neptunian sort of thing up at you. You have that. You have the waves ruin. We'll get back to that. And to drive this point home, we have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse is Aries energy, but in reverse, it could be a tyrant, someone unstable, someone that is weaponizing their position in your life to use against you, someone reckless, it could be someone jealous. Doesn't have to be a male, could be any sex. What's interesting here is you do have the waves, and the waves is confusion, very much like Neptune. Unclear, feeling passed over. There is someone that is either trying to confuse you or is doing a damn good job at confusing you. Definitely. Now, this could be for very, very few. And when I say few, I mean very, very, very few Geminis. This could be you, Gemini, trying to confuse someone else. Absolutely. Could be. But I think for many of you, this is something you really have to look out for here. Gemini for sure. Okay. So in July, you have the romance ruin. You have water, which is very emotional. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And on top of it, you have more water energy. This is it's a very emotional month. There's just no doubt. First of all, you're in Cancer season. Second of all, you have Cancer that pretty much came out 3 times, if you think about it, right? You have the Chariot, you have the water, and then you have this, right? You have the Chariot coming in sideways. Another choice that you're going to have to make with this water energy and this romance. Now, the Chariot. Do you move forward or not? Do you go after success, ambition, and control? Or do you continue to move over obstacle after obstacle after? Do you move ahead or you not? You have to make up your mind. There could be a Cancer involved in this. You could have Cancer highly aspected in your chart. You could be leaning on water big time this month. It could be a very emotional decision for you. Now, that romance ruin could mean a partnership at work or in the romantic sector, right? It could be an infatuation, a relationship. Could be a relationship that you have to make a decision about. Could very well be. And this is going to drive me insane until I get this to where it looks good. Okay, so now moving on, I have to tell you, August, crazy amazing month. You have renewal and spark, which nothing wrong with that. You have that combined with the blank ruin, and I'll explain that in a minute. And you have the star guiding you through the whole month. The star is obviously Aquarius. It's hope, success. It's healing. It is a wish coming true. It is a wish coming true. Now, this can also mean that you're being guided. You're being guided by that spirit we talked about. It's an internal compass of sorts. It's a spark. It's a renewal. You're starting to see things a little bit differently. You're starting to have hope. There is something that's going to happen that's going to give you all this. And on top of it, you have the blank ruin. Now, the blank ruin is unbelievable potential. And the only limit you have is your own. You set the limits here. You could go really far with this. You could go as far, you could go further than you've ever thought, or you could put a ceiling on it and say, okay, your imagination is it. Your imagination sets the tone here. Definitely block that off. August is a great month for you. No doubt. Now, let's move on to September. So you have crossroads energy, which is basically more decision-making energy. You have the family/commitment card, and you have the Three of Swords coming in sideways. Take this opportunity to move that up a little bit, right? So you have the Three of Swords, Venus and Libra energy. That's the card. That could be a card of healing, or it could be a card of heartbreak. Do you reconcile with someone, or do you separate? You're at a crossroads here. There is somebody, there's a commitment that you have made. Now, this commitment, it could be a person, it could be a family member, or it could be a commitment you have made to a job or a line of work. Do you go on a different path? Do you take the healing of the star and just go with it? Do you go with it? Or do you, the crossroads energy and the sideways card, that's more decisions. Each Gemini is going to make a different decision. I'm just telling you that if you make the right decisions, and I think the right decision is pretty clear, you need to move ahead. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you what to do. But if you were my sister, brother, I'd be telling you, it's time to move ahead. You should move ahead, okay? Now let's look at October. In October, you have the Scythe. That's pretty cool. Apropos, the Scythe is Scorpio Pluto energy, right? Perfect for October. You have the Alchemy card, which is your ancestor and guides. That's pretty much what we were talking about here. I said that there was a spirit or something guiding you, that North Star, that internal compass. You have another decision-making card, the Princess of Cups. Now, the Princess of Cups is water, just water, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Highly intuitive. That's that internal compass again. But I have to tell you, when that card arrives, good news always follows. Success comes after. Always, always, always. So consider this an omen of the highest nature, a wish coming true. That is the second time I use the word wish, and I have to tell you, what is this, my 5th reading? Or is it 4? I think it's 4. And I haven't mentioned that once with anyone, It's not like I say that just for the hell of it. Like some readers will just say, yeah, great things are coming. No, if bad things are coming, I will tell you. So that's why some people don't like me. But this is a reading of choices that will dictate your gifts and blessings. No doubt. This Scythe is a cutting away of something. It's death, rebirth, transition, everything that Pluto and Scorpio is. That's what it is. It's time to cut something away. It's dead. It's not doing you any good. Okay? Now, moving on to November, there is something you regret, right? Wouldn't be surprised if it was the same source, right? You have some regret here. Okay? This could be regret that someone else is putting on you, or it could be some regret that you're cooking up for yourself. You do have the Sun, and the Sun is everything the Sun card is, right? But it's illumination. What has been shown to you? Something's been shown to you here. What has been shown to you? There's something you're regretting, though, even though you're regretting it. And you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, fire energy in reverse. Along with this regret, along with this illumination. There could be something that you learn that you regret. It could very well be. Or it could be something that someone's putting on you, right? It is delays, blocks, lack of progress. And this could be repression, a repression of progress. Very well could be. But I have to tell you, when you look at this reading with a bird's eye view, I'll take it. I'll take that one questionable month in exchange for all these blessings. Damn. Okay. So there is something you could look out for this here in November. And when it happens, you can look at it like, well, it's not that big a deal, because look at, look at all the rest of the things that are happening for me. Now, in December, what do you have here? What does it say, Gemini? What does it say? It says wish, fulfillment. What does this say, Gemini? The star, again. Again. What does this say? The King of Swords. I've never seen so much Aquarius energy in 1 month. Right? Yes, the King of Swords could be Gemini. I'll give it to you, but typically it's Sun in Aquarius, right? High standards, controlled emotions, logic, discipline. You're stepping into this energy for sure. You're going from being wishy-washy, little repressed, maybe a little regret, to going full force into this. Okay, I got this. And you have wishes as a result, fulfillment on the table, and more Aquarius energy with this star. A wish being granted. You have a wish and a wish being granted. And it's a result of you stepping into this disciplined, controlled place. It's this place that's already inside you. It's just waiting to be tapped into. Beautiful, amazing reading. Wish this was mine. All right. You have the moon here, more Cancer energy. So, this is a little confusion, right? It's what we talked about. It's what's coming. You're going to be confused for some portions of the year. You have this death energy looming, more Scorpio energy, major arcana. Death and rebirth, the scythe. In order for something to be reborn, Gemini, something has to die. And I think you're the one who has to kill it, my friend. I'm sorry. You have the Eight of Pentacles right here, and the Eight of Pentacles is hard work. Hard work ahead of you, but I have a feeling that the hard work is mostly in these decisions that you have to make. Very clear-cut decisions. Okay, so let's summarize here a little bit, okay? So let's see. We have, from the Oracle section, we have Lakshmi, and that says you are backed by protection of some kind, right? Your confidence will lead you to take action this year. And it will be at its peak if you take advantage of it, Gemini. Generosity, health, abundance, and the card of giving. You're reaping rewards, right? You have to push past your comfort zone many, many times. That's on the table for sure. That golem is protecting you as you enter the year. And you know what? I think I'm going to pin some information about the golem in the comment section so you could read up on it a little bit. It'll just be a random website, nothing that I'm affiliated with. And pay attention to the supermoons in 2025. And remember, when I said that the Psyche asteroid portended jealousy, do you remember we talked about that? You have the tarot backing that up now. Yeah, definitely. You have the Fool. You had the Fool in your oracle space, heralding a new path. You have the Magician explaining you had all the tools you need. And you had that Three of Cups energy showing celebration. January, someone's guilting you. Or you're guilting yourself. You're sabotaging. Don't do that. February, a harvest. And perhaps someone who is still a negative influence through that harvest. April, May, you have to weed something out. I'm starting to see a pattern. That's March, April, May. You have to weed something out. June, someone is showing themselves. They're showing themselves. July, make a good decision for yourself. You have to do it. And in August, amazing month. That is a peak. August is a peak into your future if you make the right choices for yourself here, Gemini. So remember I said that because August is key. So what else? Oh yeah, that's right. You have September. In September, you have a decision to make, right? You have a decision to make, or whether to be with someone or something or not. A lot of decisions on the table, a lot. This is a big, big, big year of decisions. October, a wish is granted, but you're going to need to cut something away. There's a scythe there, and you're going to need to cut something away. November, you're going to experience some delays, but in December, wish upon wish upon wish. Boom. This is an amazing month. This is going to be a very epic year. Not all of it is going to be pretty. Not all of it is going to be nice, but you're going to be under some stress here. You're going to have work to do. But when you make these decisions, Gemini, and you do so with your best interests at heart, you can't go wrong. Okay, so let's look at the numbers here a little bit. You have we add up all the numbers in this reading and we break them down. We get the number 9, and the number 9 is associated with Mars, and Mars is associated with Aries. Assertiveness, confidence. It's what we talked about way in the beginning in the other section. Assertiveness, confidence, important this year. Take the bull by the horns, okay? We had the numbers that were mentioned the most were 7 and 8, which is Neptune, confusion, and Saturn, karma. Very karmic year. You're going into you're being forced onto a new path. And I use the word, forced. You're being asked to go on a new path. You're going to have to make decisions to get onto that new path, but that new path is waiting for you. And I really see a lot of happiness on that path for you. Mercury was spoken about the most in this reading, and that is your ruling planet, Gemini, right? Communicating, being the Gemini that you are, right? The signs that were mentioned the most were Aquarius and Cancer. I really wish you the best. This is a really, really positive reading, but it is realistic, okay? You're not going to have a genie knock on your door and hand you a bag of money, but you're going to have the opportunity to change your life this year, and I wish you nothing but the best. Big hugs. Happy New Year.